And we are live. Sunday Service, episode number 25. We're kicking it off with some money. Moicano.
Moicano wants money. I can't afford to lose. Moicano wants money.
He can't afford to lose, ladies and gentlemen. He gets it done in Paris over at enemy territory. Plus 240 underdog. Benoit Saint-Denis, he was ragdolling Dustin Poirier. There's no way Moicano is going to go in there and upset the Frenchman in his home country. Everybody said it, but they didn't know. He couldn't afford to lose, man. And he went in there with an injury. If you saw his shoulder, I guess it's kind of his collarbone, was dislocated. That was disgusting, man. You see that thing? He went in there on one arm, ragdoll BSD, beat his ass on the ground, and smoked him. I could not believe what was going down in that first round. Just absolute one-way traffic. That's what BSD does to other guys. BSD got BSD'd, and he didn't like it. And you can say, oh, round two, yeah, he took a round two off. Moicano knew he was going to win, because he cannot afford to lose. Absolutely insane performance by Money Moicano last night. We had a lot of fights last night. I got wrecked on my bets. I got wrecked on my picks. But Moicano won to end the night, so I was feeling okay. You know, that's really all that mattered last night. Our boy Money Moicano got it done. YouTube chat's going off. I appreciate y'all for joining. The Sunday Service is we didn't have one last week because there's no UFC card, but we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got Paris Recap. We can talk about some future matchups, and we got UFC 307 next week, boys. Did you forget we got a pay-per-view on Saturday? Alex Pereira's fighting for the third time this year, the fourth time in less than 12 months for a title. We go from Money Moicano to Alex Pereira, two of the best in the business right now. We're spoiled. We're spoiled, boys. I appreciate y'all for joining. We got a bunch of Money Moicano supporters in the chat. What up, Turbo? What up, A? Colton Evelyn's excited for the Pereira fight. Danny, what up? Moicano wants money. Moicano versus Hooker, winner for the title shot. I love that. I love that, brother. Moicano to humble Patty next. Here, I'll give my take on it. But either way, I like both matchups. I lost all bets before that and said, fuck it, through what I had on Moicano KO. That's crazy. I didn't see how he was going to KO him. But, bro, Moicano went his entire career not getting a single win by KO or TKO, and then wins his last two fights by KO/TKO. That's crazy. I don't know what he's drinking nowadays, but holy crap. Dude's muscled up. He looks so big next to BSD, and the ground and pound is vicious. Moicano tough with Patty, need it. Bro, I don't know. I know he wants to do that, but I don't know. Like, I'll give my take on that too, but like, I'll just do my take right now. Fuck it. Now the video's demonetized. Whatever. My take on the whole tough thing is like, it sounds like a good idea, but to me, the Ultimate Fighter is just awful. It's so bad. Like, the way that they produce it, even Conor McGregor, like, nobody watched it that much. Nobody was really that invested. And I don't really think if Moicano goes on there, like, Moicano will do a lot of shit. Patty will do a lot of shit. But I don't think they're actually going to show it because they're so precise and like what they put out there because it's on ESPN and whatever. It's like they don't really give that beef. If it was produced just like by us, maybe we should do that. Maybe Homo Fight should do that. Create the Ultimate Fighter with Moicano. That would be sick. That would actually be, that's a great idea. Holy shit. I just came up with that. But like the ESPN producers or whoever produces the Ultimate Fighter, they just do the same stuff over. Like, it's just so replayed that it's not even that fun to watch. Like, even if you have a fun guy to watch there like Moicano, I just don't think they would make it fun. You pick money to win, that a boy. Burrito was a damn robbery. We will talk about that later. Oh my God. Oh my God, William Gomi did it. And I felt it coming the entire time. I felt it coming the entire time. I was just like, if this fight goes to a decision, we're getting screwed. I knew it. I think Money wins both those fights. I'm a little unsure about Patty. I would be more unsure about Hooker, to be honest. Just because Hooker's, I think, is a little bit more dangerous on the feet. Got wrecked in DFS yesterday. I wouldn't say we got wrecked. We lost like 3 units. It's really not that bad. For like, it's not. I mean, it's not great. It's obviously a loss, but yeah, it's not terrible. Moicano got aura right now. He can't lose. He absolutely can't, dude. The Moicano is aura maxing right now. Running out on fight IQ is dog shit. Yeah, it was really bad. I kind of wonder if he looked like gassed after round 1. I don't understand that. Like, he looked so good in round 1, and then one stuff takedown, and it was like he had just gone 30 minutes. You know, like he was in there for 30 minutes. Like it was round 5. Like, why are you falling on your back already? Very weird. You agree with that? They had all the banter in there, and tough. It would be comedy. I mean, would be. I feel like you just need better producers than the Ultimate Fighter. Like, I feel like people could put together, like we could put together a better The Ultimate Fighter than the Ultimate Fighter producers, honestly. F. Gomi, he blew 2 of my bets. Yeah, Gomi got another little gift from the judges. I don't know how good Patty is on the ground. Patty's good on the ground. No, he's really good. That's his best asset. I was so worried about adding Joe Anderson on my parlay. Should have listened to my gut. Yeah, you leave it to the judges in France. You just got to know. Tips to grow as UFC content creator on social media. Just post more. Post more and be consistent. It's the only way you're going to grow. I think Money is much better on the ground than Hooker. Oh, yeah, 100%. No doubt. But Hooker just took on Gamrot, who Gamrot's really solid grappler. And he beat him. So Hooker's a dog, too. You know? He could take a beating and keep going. He got great cardio. Allen took a dive. Oh, Brian Battle is him. Big performance from Brian Battle. Let's just look at this card real quick. So we have Moicano getting a dub, Evolve, Gomi, Brian Battle, Morgan Charrier. Charrier got an absolute bomb. Ziam, that was a great performance by Ziam. Holy shit. Kudalaba, good win, I guess. It was a weird fight. Umar C, good performance from him. Klein, kind of lackluster. Lapalus looked okay. Eileen Perez, getting a finish. Definitely did not see that one coming. If you saw that coming, good to you. Maybe you got lucky, but holy shit, dude. Daria should get cut. How are you getting finished by Eileen Perez? Daniel Barres won. Good to see that. I like Daniel Barres. Cavalcanti won. Questionable decision on that one. Split. And Chris Duncan got a win. So it's pretty much the card right there. Was it 14? I feel like we're missing one. We can start from the top and move down. Brito deserved to lose. How do you get controlled by a point fight kickboxer? Here's my thing with it. It was like, I just don't think he cared. You know, like he got controlled for like 2 minutes, but like no damage was done. He was just like, yeah, I don't really care. He's not really doing anything. True, Hooker is a dog. Both great fights for the fans. Both would be awesome. I don't think you can go wrong between Hooker and Patty. You're going to get a great fight and a great build-up no matter what. Also had Faraz winning. Urslan and Allen disappointed me. Good pick on Faraz. Urslan, I felt like Urslan could have won if he just let his hands go a little bit more, you know? That's kind of what I thought. I thought Urslan, he was right there. I think he could have just went for it a little bit more. But the takedowns got to him a little bit. And I think he got kind of sucked into like a grappling fight. And he's not really the greatest grappler. Figgy should be fighting for the belt. Bro is 36. Probably. But he's not. So that sucks. How'd the NFL go today? Let's just say I threw down some parlays today on the NFL. And none of them hit. and I had an absolutely sick beat. I had an anytime touchdown parlay. Only leg I had left was Amari Cooper, and he gets a 90-yard touchdown, and they call it back for holding. Yeah, that sums up the NFL right there. So NFL was an L, just like always. Just love donating my money to the NFL on Sundays. But hopefully we can crack something back here on Sunday night after we get off this live. We got Monday night, whatever. We got Contender Series on Tuesday, bros. We got everything to bet on. So UFC Paris. Let's start with the main event. Moicano getting it done. Absolutely insane. He had the injury going into the fight. It was about 3 weeks ago. If you saw his collarbone, it was literally like dislocated. Now, I don't know if it was like in place and then we kind of realized it after round one when he was walking out. You could kind of see it sticking up if it like got moved a little bit or whatever. But either way, for him to do that on like one arm in round one, mad impressive. This is the grappling that we like. We as fans, this is what pisses me off. So I think Noche UFC between O'Malley and Merab, I think that was a boring fight. I don't think Merab is really that exciting to watch. Because what did he do to him? He fought smart. He won the fight. But he was running around the cage. And then when he went for the takedown, he would get the takedown. He would hold on to his waist, knee him in the thigh, take him on the ground, and be heavy on top. Not a lot of ground and pound. Wasn't the most fun way to watch. And that was my take. And people are like, oh, casual fan. If you don't like watching, if you don't like wrestling, go watch boxing, go watch kickboxing. It's like, nah, I don't care if you go for a takedown, but be trying to like inflict some damage, bro. Like I can't just sit there and watch this guy hold on to his waist and knee him in the thigh and be like, oh yeah, this is amazing. This is so fun to watch. Holy shit, man. Like, this is a hell of a fight. Those knees are just, wow. Those knees are crazy. I don't know if he's ever going to be able to come back from this. Like those knees are devastating. No, that's not the grappling that people like. I love the grappling from Moicano. Like Moicano gets on top of you. He was actually like beautifully on top because Benoit can get back to his feet based on some technique and just pure strength. If you watch Benoit versus Frivola took him down, but Benoit got up right away because he has a pretty solid escape from the bottom. And Moicano was able to stuff it, able to establish top position, get on top, get into mount, put the body triangle in, threaten the rear naked choke, slam him down on his face, land some ground and pound, land some elbows, and beat the shit out of him in round one. I don't know how you get that swollen in your face after like one round. Like his defense from the bottom is not very good. I think he was just trying to explode up and it just wasn't working. So he's getting hit a ton. And then round two, I don't even think Moicano cared at that point. Like he had Benoit dead to rights. And the funny thing is, in my opinion, it was like Benoit quit after round one, but he didn't verbally quit, but he physically quit. If you know what I'm saying, like he literally went out there in round two and just barely like squeaked out a point fighting for 5 minutes. Stuffed some takedowns, but he wasn't the normal Benoit of like, I'm walking you down, throwing these massive shots, looking for takedowns. Now he was just out there. He had quit out in the octagon, but he hadn't verbally quit. He hadn't been like, all right, I'm done. But in his mind, he was like, I'm done. Because he wasn't trying to go in there looking for a finish. He was literally just in there, throwing a left hand, throwing a kick. He was done. And I think it was a pretty smart stoppage to try to save anything that BSD had left in his career. Because let's not forget the beatings that this man has taken in his life. Just in his MMA career. His UFC debut, he took a life-altering beating against Alejo Zaleski dos Santos. Life-altering. I don't know how he came back from that, but he did. life-altering beating, goes on the run, then gets brutally knocked out by Dustin Poirier. Brutal. He took some big shots, he got back up, and then he took one shot that he just couldn't take, and he went out cold. And then last night, he takes a beating for 5 minutes. And you can tell that dude's face can't take the damage very well anymore. So I don't know if Benoit's ever going to be the same, bro. I don't know if he will ever be able to go back in there and fight how he normally does, because he can't take the damage as well as he used to. And he's taken multiple beatings and KO blows. Not looking good for Benoit's future, if I'm being honest. Because there was a lot of high expectations for him coming into this fight that he should win, and he should win convincingly, and he lost convincingly. So not good for Benoit. Hooker will mop the floor with Moicano? Get the hell out of here, Coley dog. JJ, the only grappler who doesn't do damage on the ground that's decent to watch is Islam. I kind of agree. You have to understand that MMA fans are so unintelligent that their opinions are formed by who wins on paper. Bilal won, therefore now everyone loves Bilal. Okay. Does everyone love Bilal? Merab won, now everybody loves Merab. Okay, maybe. I guess that's kind of true. That is kind of true. You're not wrong there. The it factor, because you're right. Now, you're not wrong, you're actually right. Because Bilal got so much hate before he beat Leon. And then he won. And now people like him. They're like, oh, I ragdolled this dude. Dominant. It's great. Not everybody, but a good majority of people swung to his side. And then Merab beat Sean O'Malley. And they're like, oh, Merab dominated him. Merab's a beast. Merab can't be stopped. I love watching Merab. Come on now. Come on now. And you're right. As soon as they lose, all the fans will mysteriously go away. Just like the Leon fans. Where did they go? Well, some people can't stand Bilal. Some people can't. He couldn't see. Yeah, I mean, he couldn't see. He could see. So I'm not saying like he bitched out. But I'm just saying like he was done. Like he had quit. I would have done the same. I would have got TKO'd in the first. Bro, stop. He did not quit. Both his eyes were almost shut. Man couldn't see. Yeah, well, I'm not saying he like bitched out, but I'm saying he had quit. He'd be like, I can't do anything. If you stand there and you're like, I can't do anything, I can't see, you're quitting. Doesn't mean you're a bitch. Doesn't mean you bitched out. Doesn't mean you don't have heart. But if you can't see and you can't do anything, you quit. Pretty much what it is. Oh my God, D-Lo, don't even get me started. If they let that fight continue, BSD is not winning, bro. He's not. He's not. Biggest winner on that card was Brian Battle. Dude has so much potential ranking-wise. I agree. Great on the mic, too. I mean, we're in France, literally. I think that's the only reason they get him round 2. Hey, idiot, you should be cut from the team for having any doubt in Moicano casual. I don't know who you're talking to. Dustin must have broke Benoit's confidence. Low key. That was kind of a thing in the back of my head going into this one. Because it was a devastating KO. And I was more concerned of like, if Benoit doesn't come out hot like he normally does because he kind of gassed out his last fight and then got knocked out, or he slowed down at least, then he's like, I don't want to slow down in a 5-round fight. I might not have to come out so hot. Didn't work out for him. But that definitely could have. Honestly, you think it's going to be the future and think Benoit it's going to what? How did I score the Gomi fight? I mean, we could talk about it right now. So, personally, I don't think I think there was maybe 1 or 2 body kicks throughout the entire fight that really did something to Brito. Other than that, I don't think there was much that Brito really cared about that was getting thrown at him. Honestly, I think there's an argument for round one. I know he got controlled for like 2 minutes or whatever, but Gomi did nothing with it. And if you look at the shots that were landed in round one, I thought Brito definitely landed the better shots. And he had a guillotine choke locked in at the end of round one. If there's 10 more seconds in that fight, Brito's finishing that guillotine. So I think there's an argument for round one. Round two, clear round two for Brito. Clear. Nearly had the submission attempt, got him down, had the arm triangle, got him in bad spots. Clear for round two. Round three, maybe give it to Gomi, but I think the better shots were landed from Brito. And I just don't see how Gomi keeps getting away with this just point fighting. He's just run away, body kick, cheap kick, run away, defend the takedown, push him up against the cage, run away. And like, okay, this is great to watch, man. I just love to watch you run around and throw body kicks, you know? I mean, Brito is the one going forward the entire time too. Like, I don't think Brito took one step back. It's just like the optics that I can think of for the judges is like, Brito's the one going forward the entire fight. He's the one getting takedowns, getting in top position, threatening submissions. But they're going to score like these teep and body kicks. Come on. You know, it's just the French judges. It's not like I didn't see it coming. I'm like, you know, halfway through the fight when I'm like, okay, this fight could go the distance. We're in France. It's going to go to Gomi. So, Brito, you need to find a finish. Otherwise, this fight's not going your way. It's just wild. Just wild. I don't know how true this is, but saw something saying Battle's getting fined by the French Commission. That's not true. That was a meme. I think I saw the same thing. It was on Twitter. I don't think he's not getting fined. I don't think. He didn't say he couldn't see. The doctor was asking him how many fingers he was holding up. He got the wrong answers. The doctor said he can't see. I know it. I didn't say he said he couldn't see. Somebody else said he couldn't see. I didn't have BSD parlayed in anything. I didn't have a single dollar on BSD. I had money on Moicano, bro. Moicano's our guy. I'm not going to bet against our guy. Just straight up. You must have me confused with somebody else because that ain't me. Imavov calling for a title shot was funny. There's like 3 people ahead of him. Yeah, I don't think he should get a title shot. Definitely not after that performance. But you could give him like Adesanya. Adesanya would be decent. Could be a good scrap. Literally 5 seconds into the fight, I looked at my friend and went, this dude still doesn't move his fucking head. Brito, maybe? You're talking about Brito? Brito don't give a fuck, dude. Aldo reigned victorious this weekend. Why is he the underdog? It's a great question. I think he probably wins too. I think he probably wins. Imavov is very active, though. Can't blame him. Yeah, I like the activity from Imavov. And I like Imavov. I think Imavov is very good. On the feet, he's so fast. It's kind of fun to watch. Just the way he throws his hands, it's like lightning. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the chances of Ilya finishing Max? So basically, you're giving, like, what's the percentage chance? 1 out of 10. I'd say it's a 50-50. 50-50, he finishes him. So 5 out of 10. 7 out of 10 that he wins. 50-50 that he finishes him. If they don't stop the fight, I fear BSD would have ended up like Tony. Exactly. Exactly my point, Piero. I think it's good that they stopped it. Do you think Benoit can still consider the future? No, he can't be. He's not the future. Not the future at all. He's lost 2 fights in a row and gotten beaten up in both of them. Knocked out and destroyed. He laid on for 3 minutes in round 1, then almost got finished towards the end. The only round Gomi won was 3, and even that was close. Yeah, I agree. Gomi's landed on Brito in that exchange. That commentator said wobbled Gomi's. Yeah, for what? I saw that too. Like, Gomi's the one actually throwing heat. Like, Brito's the one throwing heat. And Gomi's like trying to run away and trying to teep him so he stays away. Gomi ain't throwing anything. That's a good assessment. He is very fast. Now, I'm not saying like Gomi's a bad fighter. He's fast, and he's good at what he does. But he's like a point. He's a point fighter, and I don't know how far that's going to get you in the UFC. I don't know why the UFC would even like that. You know, I speak French. Gomis actually predicted a second round KO. Yeah, I saw that. I think the announcer said that. Funny part about Gomi, guy really called out Diego Lopez. Did he actually? Oh my God. It's a terrible call out. 6-7. That's a tough LAG. Then he wants to throw hands at the last minute. Like, what the hell? How the fuck does Gomi win after getting handled for almost 3 rounds? I don't know, man. It's the French judges. It was a shock in the first round. Nobody was expecting Moicano to be that dominant so quick. First round. Nobody was expecting Moicano to be down. I mean, nobody, bro. Gomez versus Brito was a close fight, even though Gomez was clearly better fighter. If you parlay Brito, you made a mistake. It didn't cover its price. It's a good assessment. I wouldn't say he's the better fighter, but he got his hand raised. Congrats. Holy shit, I'm halfway through watching the Dos Santos BSD fight. Damn hard to watch. Dude, I told you. That's a life-altering beating. I'm surprised he came back from that, you know? Now, he fought a good amount of lower level competition after that to kind of get his confidence back. But then he gets knocked out by Poirier, and then he takes that beating from Moicano. There's only so many beatings you can take. Will Alex Pereira shoot a takedown on Khalil Roundtree? Definitely not. Aldo's an underdog because he is fighting on elevation and gasses from it due to being on steroids and low output. I don't think he fought at elevation before. Was actually against Merab, and he didn't gas out. So it was only 3 rounds, though. I was confused why Imavov said he doesn't want to fight Chimaev there. Not even very close. He's trying to get the Merab Eljo treatment. It's funny. Oh, I had the French-only parlay. Yeah, I think I had like $10 on it. Just for shits and gigs, bro. I don't even think he is French. I'm pretty sure that accent is just CT. Are you talking about BSD? Or Imavov? I mean, Merab literally just held him up against the cage and kneed his thighs. That's what it is. Yeah, I would agree. It's Aldo pass, though. Definitely not betting on Batista. Definitely not Batista at, what, minus 185 or whatever? Will Khalil join Alex Pereira's Collected Souls collection Saturday? I think so. Bro. I think Pereira probably puts him out. The Jewish better. There he is, my guy. Thanks for joining, my guy. We already talked about BSD and Moicano. We talked about the Gomes Brito decision. I don't even know what I got to say about Imavov, to be honest. Imavov Allen. Like, Allen got him down early. And then I just don't understand. This is maybe the best thing to do or best game plan going into a fight when you know a guy's going to shoot takedowns is to just stuff him and hold him there. Just stuff him and hold him there because it's a terrible look to the judges. And I don't know why these guys that shoot takedowns are so intent with just laying there for like a minute at a time. I guess they have to be just gassed because it's the worst look that you can give a judge when your takedown gets stuffed and you're just face down on the canvas on your knees, your ass is in the air. And this guy's just like laying on top of you, just holding you there. It's a terrible look. Like you could get a couple takedowns, but as soon as you shoot that takedown and it gets stuffed, I think that just negates anything that happened before that because it's just an awful look to the judges. And it's a great look for the guy on top. Be like, oh, I stuffed your takedown and now you're kissing the ground. And then Allen kept shooting takedowns and he kept getting stuffed and then he'd roll on his back. That's even worse. Okay, if you shoot a takedown and you get stuffed and your face is on the mat, the worst thing you could do after that is to roll to your back. Like, just a very terrible sequence for the optics of the judges. Like, if you get stuffed, okay, roll out, get back up to your feet, throw some punches, and then you can shoot another takedown. It was just terrible. It was terrible. Imavov definitely won, but, you know, didn't look great in round 1. And honestly, I don't really think he looked great in rounds 2 or 3, but it's hard to look great when a guy's just shooting takedowns and flopping on his back. So, good win for Imavov. You think Khalil knocks out Alex? Especially with him in the Colt. I watched that too. That's funny. I watched that whole video. Islam Arman, January according to Beep. Who you got? I got Islam. Allen pissed me off. He turned off his brain after the first round. It was either that or he was actually like gassed. And maybe the having to give blood and give a piss test right after you weighed in factored into that because he couldn't hydrate right away. I don't know, but it was not his night. That's for sure. You want Alan Shemaev battle of the gassers? Who do you think wins? That's the thing. Like, Alan's not really a gas bag. Like, he doesn't really gas out a ton. But he looked terrible. Put money on Roundtree this week? I will probably not. He was gassed. Takedowns do take a good amount of energy, but he got that first one so easily. I'm like, okay, getting it that easy. And then he didn't get a single one after that. You see Mikhaev trying to say he's making 3 times more in Brave FC. I did see that. Is there anybody out there that believes that? I mean, Brave FC is a good promotion, but 3 times the amount you're making in the UFC. If that's the case, then the UFC must be paying their fighters bad, terribly. Because how the hell can Brave FC triple your pay? If Max uses the same game plan on Topuria as Gaethje, it could be an easy night. Saying it would be an easy night for Max. I don't think so, bud. I'm sorry, but I don't think so. Gaethje and Topuria are 2 very different fighters. Very different fighters. Imavov and Hamzat are boys. They trained together for this camp. Imavov kept stuffing takedowns with the half Nelson thing Hamzat always does. Who the hell is shooting takedowns on Hamzat, though? Do you think Khalil Alex are lying about the no takedown verbal agreement? Did they say that they had a verbal agreement? Like it was actually confirmed? I don't think either guy's going to shoot a takedown. Why would they? Neither of them are grapplers. Why would you go into a fight and try to do something you're not good at? You know? That would just be stupid. I don't think Khalil should try to wrestle him. You're not going to get takedowns on him. You're not a wrestler. Even if it does go to the ground, you're not a grappler. And in all reality, you're doing something you're not used to. You're probably going to gas yourself out doing it. So I don't think either guy should. Alex going to go KO Khalil. Khalil is a sloppy Muay Thai fighter that does good against unranked opponents. His best win is Anthony Smith. Yeah, bro. I said it on my, I mentioned it on my early picks video that I just put out. Khalil's 5-fight win streak is Anthony Smith, who looks awful. Chris Dawkins, cut. Dustin Jacoby, a fight that I don't think he won. It was a very close fight. I don't think he won. Carl Roberson, cut. And Modestas Bukauskas got cut immediately after that fight. So, yeah, that 5-fight win streak, like, let's just think about this. The dude's getting a title shot without having to face a Rakic, a Ankalaev, a Jan Blachowicz, a Jamal Hill. He hasn't even had to face a Volkan Oezdemir, a Nikita Krylov. He didn't even beat like a Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker beat him. Come on. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It doesn't deserve this title shot. They're literally just throwing him in there so that they have a main event. And boom, we got Pereira. We got Pereira versus Roundtree. Cool. Damn, Piero. 625x. What's my career outside of gambling? This is my career, buddy. This is the career. This is what I do all day, every day. I sit in this chair and I watch and I create content. When do you think Connor comes back? By the way, love your videos. I appreciate that, brother. I think Connor come back whenever he wants to come back, but I don't know if he wants to come back. Brave FC they do have Arab money. I'm not doubting it because there are some promotions out there that make some good money. And maybe they just really wanted him and they gave him an absolute bag, but I don't know. If Khalil wins, somehow UFC is in the mud. That is true. Can you imagine Khalil Roundtree knocking out Alex Pereira? Khalil Roundtree is your light heavyweight champion. That would be nuts. Seriously, people are annoying. Delete your YouTube channel. There's enough idiots like you on the app claiming they do tape study and bullshit, but you're really just a dumbass casual. Coming from the UFC, the UF casual page, couldn't even call himself UFC casual. He's a UF casual. Ultimate Fighting casual. Congratulations, brother. I read your comment. Now you can go to bed happy. I definitely favor Alex, but people do be counting Khalil out, and he has a shot. It's a fist fight. Everybody's got a puncher's chance. Who would you match up Justin up with for his return? I think you got to give him another year. I think you got to give another 12 months before he comes back. And at that point, it would be based on who's doing what at the time. Want to make gambling profit? Don't we all? Don't we all? You got to be disciplined. Aren't you afraid of getting addicted to betting? No, because I have self-control. I do have an addictive personality, but only addicted to like good things, things that make my life better. So if gambling was a thing that was taking away from my life, then I wouldn't be addicted to it. But studying tape, making content, growing an audience, that's a good addiction. So stuff like that. When the Mexican drug what? We pass that. Now I will say, every gambler has like a little addiction of like, you could call it an addiction, but like the thing with me, I love watching the NFL. I've watched the NFL since I was like 4 or 5 years old. But I have to have like some money on the game. You could call that an addiction, but to me, it's like entertainment. I don't really spend money on anything for myself outside of like, okay, I'm gonna watch football today. I'm gonna watch football tonight. I'll throw some money on it, and that's my entertainment. I can make money or I could lose it. Now, I'm not betting money on this game that I can't afford to lose. So that's the way I look at it. You could call it an addiction, but to me, it's like entertainment. Maybe I'm just coping. Who knows? Roundtree home, part of that inner circle. What up, Paul? How we doing? Could I survive 5 minutes in the octagon versus Peyton Talbot? Fuck. In an MMA fight? I don't know, man. Probably not. Like, could I survive? Sure. Yeah. I mean, I could survive. Like, I wouldn't die. But I would take a beating. I would take a massive beating. That is for sure. Maybe I could take him down and, like, just hold on to him. I could marab him. I could just, I'm bigger than him. I could throw him up against the cage. just grab his waist and just hold on for dear life. He might just judo throw me and slam me on my back. And then I would just continue to just hold on to him and I could survive for 5 minutes. But Peyton Talbot's tall, a little bit shorter than me, but taller. So he's not like a 5'6" bantamweight. And he's athletic and he has an insane pace. So at range, I would get picked apart. Let's just say that. Maybe I could land a little counter strike, but he's got a hell of a chin. I'm really trying to dive deep into this. It's a good question. Why people are hating so hard if he's betting, let him. Y'all can do the same too. For real. Nah, it's okay. You can be a hater, bro. I last longer than Gamori. Yeah, that's true. I can last longer than Giannis Gamori. So, and I bet you I could land more than Giannis Gamori too. I could tell you this. If I was in there, if I was in the cage with Peyton Talbot, I would not throw a leg kick when we're like a foot apart. Okay? That's probably the dumbest thing you could have done. Dumbest thing you could have done. Who do you think could be the best play? What do you think could be the best play for Shama? Young and Rich A. I appreciate the dono. What do I think the best play could be the best play for Shama? I think maybe the under 1.5. I got to look at it a little bit more, but probably the under 1.5. Just because I think Pereira hits like a motherfucker, bro. He hits like a motherfucker. And 7.5 minutes, standing on the feet for 7.5 minutes with Pereira does not go well for many people. And literally, the only guy that can match his technique was Adesanya. So, yeah, maybe the under 1.5. Or Pereira round 1, round 2, whatever. Would you say sports betting is sin just because it's in the Bible? No. I don't know. I don't know, brother. I don't know, brother. I don't know. What fight are you looking forward to the most for next week? For next week, it's probably Aldo and Bautista. But for the end of the year, definitely Topuria Holloway, no doubt. Any tips for us on DFS on how to do better on there and with pairing, etc.? So if you're in the premium, I give you the pairings. But generally, I go based on how I think the fight's going to play out. And then you look at trends, you look at historical data, and you make the plays from there. But the tips are going to just vary between the matchups, you know. So just analyze the matchup. How do you think the fight's going to play out? Assess the numbers, over, under. Boom. Moicano saved my night from minus 8.5 to plus 0.5. Wow. Really, really cashed out on that. How do you think Peyton Talbot makes it in the division? I think he makes it far. I think he makes it really far. Very good. What do I think of the follow-up shots? Definitely not necessary. Definitely not necessary. That was vicious. It was disgusting. We didn't even talk about that. We haven't even talked about Brian Battle yet. Chats are flowing in. I want to get to everybody's chats. How much have I made on UFC betting this year? A little under 90 units. So if your unit size, my unit size, it's ever changing because your bankroll goes up and down. But 90 units. Plus, I mean, that's what I'll put out there on my premiums, and then I'll do some bets for fun. You know, like I hit the takedowns on like Bilal, made some money there, but I've also done a million parlays just for fun that I've lost. So, but tracked on the spreadsheet, it's like a little bit under 90 units or around 90 units between DFS and just straight bets at parlays. Fight ends by KO is your lock. Imagine if there's a submission, bro. That'd just be disgusting. Yeah, for real, Danny. No doubt. Come to a picks page. What are you expecting, brother? Sports betting is definitely not. That's my. I was like, did they have sports betting back in the day when they were writing that? Inner Prime. Is Amanda Nunes easy money for you? Definitely not. Definitely not. So Boca Boxing, the coach at Boca Boxing, Daya, trains Dustin Poirier. He's trained Amanda Nunes, and he says Amanda Nunes hits like a dude. So I'm gonna trust him because he's a smart dude. He's been around the sport for a long time. He's been around a lot of fighters. He says Amanda Nunes hits like a dude. I believe him. I believe him. And I've sparred with some girls before, and their punches definitely do not hurt as much as men's do. But considering Amanda probably walks around 160, 165, she's like 20 pounds less than me. There's a possibility like she hits very, very hard, and I'm gonna believe that. So no, not easy money. Not easy money at all. I'm sure you know Ilya will be the first to knock out Max Holloway. I think he will, honestly. I think Ilya Topuria knocks him out. I do. I think he starches him. If you had to fight one UFC fighter, who would it be and why? I mean, male or female? Because if it's any male, I'm getting messed up. So I don't know. I mean, maybe like a fucking give me a jiu-jitsu nerd, like a Claudio Poyas. Give me one of them. At least give me a chance on the feet, you know? I have zero background in grappling and wrestling. Zero. Hey, bro, hope you're well. Is it crazy that I'm going for a lot of underdogs next week? Esparza, Wonderboy, Pena, Marina, also on and Roman. I don't think you're crazy. You're not crazy. Go dog hunting, brother. Go dog hunting. If you like it, go with it. Topuria fights Gaethje, brawls. Both are fun to watch. It's true. Moicano round 2 was plus 5,000. Crazy, bro. Who you got and how? Ilya, Max, and Robin Hamzat. I truly have no clue for either fight. Ilya by KO. Hamzat by KO. You think Esparza hits like a dude? No. No. No, she does not. I bet you Esparza's punches probably do not feel like Amanda Nunes. Let's just say that. Could I knock out Shannon Ross? No, I hate to say it, but probably. Probably. You versus CM Punk. What's the outcome? Bro, what are these? CM Punk, I'd probably say I KO him with a left hook. Max always slept on. He's finishing Ilya. No, he's not, bro. No, he's not. I picked Max and I bet on Max to beat Justin Gaethje, but Gaethje is a much different fighter than Ilya, bro. Ilya is a much better boxer than Gaethje. He doesn't get hit as much. He has a great takedown game, a great submission game, and he hits like a motherfucker, bro. Come on. I think Ilya beats him, bro. If you've watched film on Max, you see the spots that he's been hit in, and just the fact that he has this great chin tells you he takes big shots. Ilya lands big shots. And when Ilya lands big shots, they go down. Max has been around the sport for a long time. He's taken a lot of shots. You don't want to take shots from Ilya. I appreciate that, John. What fight would you rather have for Connor? Ilya. What fight would you rather have for Connor? Ilya or Bilal? What? What kind of question is that? Was there a typo in there or something? What fight would I rather have for Connor? Ilya or Bilal? Come on, bro. What? Come on now. Come on. Do I even need to answer that? Come on. Shannon Ross is getting slept, bro. Hijab versus Ray Longo, who wins? Don't do my man Ray. I like Ray. I ain't gonna fight Ray. But I KO him. Chimaev KO. He doesn't really KO anyone. It's gonna be a TKO, brother. Whitaker's chinny, bro. So let's just remember that. Chimaev's got pop. He's gonna land a bunch of ground and pound TKO. What's your dream main card? Current active fighters. Jesus Christ. Such a hard question. This is one that you need to prepare for, bro. I don't think I can give it to you. I don't. I don't think I can give it to you. Let me just think for like a second. Dream main card. Let's just think of fights we could make. So dream main card would have Topuria and Holloway, because I love that fight. Needs to be made. Give me Pereira DDP. Give me Pereira DDP. John Jones Aspinall. That's up there. Bantamweight. Is there any good bantamweight fights I need to see? Bantamweight fights I need to see. I don't really give a fuck, honestly. Maybe O'Malley Sandhagen, but like, I don't know. I just don't really care. Lightweight. I don't want to watch Makhachev Oliveira again. Welterweight? I guess maybe I would love to see Shavkat JDM. I would love to see that. Shavkat JDM. So there's 4. Middleweight, DP, Pereira, already said that. And that's good enough. It's good enough. So we had what? Pereira DDP, Topuria, Holloway. Actually, no. Let's go. Last one would be Diego and Yair. I want to see Diego versus Yair because I just want to see Diego fuck him up. I'm rocking with Max either way. Hey, that's cool. You can rock with whoever you want, brother. The fight will probably be a bit underwhelming. We'll see. Unizi Duman is KOing me in round 1, bro. I'd be looking at those chess pieces and she'd be knocking my bitch ass out, bro. How would you do against Zhang Wei Li? Zhang Wei Li would fuck me up. Straight up. She's way too fast. She has good wrestling. She'd probably take me down and sub me, honestly. Ilya hits harder than Gaethje, yes. And I can tell you this, at 145, obviously, when you compare the two. But Ilya's timing, it's not exactly how hard you hit. It's the timing and the setups, bro. The timing and the setups. So Ilya just has better boxing, better timing. Gaethje's a guy that just stands there, literally stands there, walks you down, he gets hit, and then he just fires back. Just punch my mic. He gets hit and then he just fires back. But Ilya is gonna pick his shots. Like he's gonna pick his shot. He's gonna slip. You watch Ilya. Watch Ilya versus Josh Emmett. Just see how he picked him apart the entire time. Like literally hitting rolling hooks, sliding under shit. It's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. I think Ilya is the best boxer in the UFC, and he's gonna show it against Holloway. This is the thing, boys. I respect it. I respect the JR. But there weren't a ton of guys. The majority of people thought Gaethje would beat Holloway. I thought Holloway was going to beat Gaethje because Gaethje gets hit way too much, and Holloway is able to rack up a ton of volume. So I believed in Holloway there. Ilya's a different monster, bro. I'm telling you that. Would you rather do nose beers with Connor or John? Connor, for sure. Prayer DDP at 185, so DDP could knock him out. Shavkat submits JDM, in your opinion? He was getting handled by Burns until he hit a knee. Wouldn't say Burns is the best wrestler, so maybe. But if you watch Jeff Neal versus Shavkat, you see Jeff Neal piecing Shavkat. Jeff Neal landed some big shots on Shavkat. Imagine if that was JDM. So you can't just compare fight to fight. I like that, bro. I need to see it, bro. I need to see it. Does Ilya hit harder than Francis? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Ilya versus Islam is the best fight in the UFC right now. That would be nuts, actually. I know Max is 32. I know that. I didn't forget. I know this, okay? I know Max is 32, but it's a different 32. It's a different 32, bro. He got in the UFC when he was like, what, 21 years old, 22? He's had a lot of fights, bro. He's a lot of fights. A lot of fights, a lot of time, a lot of hits. I'm not saying that like he's washed. I'm not saying it like Holloway's washed. I just think Topuria is that good. Like, I still think Holloway beats most guys at featherweight. Beats a lot of guys. Will we ever see Hayjive compete? I would love to. I would love to. I got to get back to training this week. I had to take a good amount of time off just because I had to let the tattoo heal. Don't want it to get infected. No, Shotty hits harder than Gaethje. A few different lightweights have said that they haven't been hit like that. They have been hit by Gaethje. Okay. Tell that to Volk. Tell that to Jai Herbert, who's still sleeping on the canvas. Tell that to Damon Jackson. Shout out Damon Jackson. Tell that to fucking Josh Emmett, who had his face rearranged. You'll see. Eventually, you'll see. Me versus Tim Elliott, is that going over or under 1.5? I think it's going over, boys. I think it's going over because Tim Elliott loves to just grind guys down. I think he would enjoy just taking me down and like battering me. So I think it would probably go over 1.5. Max and Ilya would both beat Lopez if either had to pull out. Probably. Alex versus Khalil under 1.5. I agree. Wait, we went off on the tangent. I didn't even talk about Brian Battle. Shout out to Brian Battle, man. Brian Battle's a stud. Fat dude. Fat dude's the best base for MMA, apparently. And we got another fat dude coming up on the Contender Series. I think a couple. I was looking at their IGs. We got a couple fat dudes on the Contender Series that are now skinny. So take a look at that. Brian Battle, crazy pace. Kevin Jousset doesn't know how to move his head at all. I mean, I thought maybe training at City Kickboxing might have some head movement. Apparently not. So cool. Brian Battle. Don't know why he was shooting takedowns at the beginning of the fight. Very weird. But got it done. Round 2 KO. I was impressed that he finished him, honestly. Crazy pace. Got it done. Hell of a promo. Love that. Love that on the mic. USA got it done. I love that for the USA. Morgan Charrier got an absolute layup. Not really need much to say there. For ZM, big win. Matt Frivola did not look good. Matt Frivola looked lost in there. And he looks like he had no game plan. Wasn't really sure what to do. Farziem put it on him. Kudalaba, Urslan, nobody cares. Umar C actually looked a lot better than I thought. On the feet, I mean, I guess he's still very young in his MMA career. His stand-up threw a lot of kicks, and his kicks were fast, and Dawoon Jung just couldn't get past the kicks, and he moved well. I was surprised he didn't grapple as much just because that's what he always does is grapple. And he just went out there and kind of kickbox. But he won the fight. So cool. Ludovic Klein, Roosevelt Roberts. Not a great look for Ludovic Klein, but picks up another win. And that's a great record for the UFC. Taylor Lapilus, good win for him. Eileen Perez, man. Eileen Perez had like 25 plus minutes of control time in her UFC career with 0 submission attempts. She takes her down and subs her. That should tell you the level of Daria Zeleznikova. She should be cut. Eileen Perez is not a finisher. I know she's improving, and that's great. But Eileen Perez should not be subbing you on the ground. Good win for her, though. I do like Eileen Perez just because she brings some fun entertainment to a women's MMA fight, which is rare. It's very rare. Danny Barres, Victor Altamirano. Fun fight. I like Danny Barres. Just watching him fight. Just throws heat. Tries to take your head off. Cool. Jacqueline Cavalcanti, Nora Cornoli. Very weird decision. I don't think Cornoli won, but that cage grab in round 2 changed everything. Changed everything. And they didn't take a point. They didn't give her a position. They literally were just like, oh, don't grab the cage. Well, that cage grab prevented the takedown. That could have changed the entire fight. Big L there by the ref. Cavalcanti wins by split again. Chris Duncan, Belagioki. Duncan. Crazy Gilly. Oki went out. I mean, Oki probably should have just kept it on the feet, bro. He was looking good on the feet, and he shot a takedown right into the Gilly. Didn't even really fight it. So, big L there. Big L there for Oki. Kayla sub. I think it's inside the distance. Raquel, Steven, Mario, Kayla, Caesar, lock it in. Could I go 3 rounds with Mackenzie Dern? Nah, I don't think so. I think she'd probably finish me in 1. Rear naked choke. Brito got robbed. Imagine Fat Brian Battle versus Fat Jared Cannonier. At heavyweight? That'd be wild. That'd be real wild. I think Jared Cannonier would probably fuck him up, though, honestly. Because Brian's down to 170 now. You could tell he wasn't carrying that much muscle, when he was a heavyweight. At least Cannonier had a good amount of muscle still. Thoughts on Prates MVP? Shout out Battle for the ultimate heel on the French. Prates MVP would be crazy good. Crazy good matchup. I don't know if the fight would be good, but I would love to see it, honestly. You think Frivola should retire? It's easy to say like he should retire, but this is his career, bro. Like he's probably not going to retire, but he looked old. He looked slow. And just for the fight to end that way, it's not a good look. Like he's probably going to be out for another year, if not more. And then he'll be 35 off back-to-back knockout losses. It's tough because Frivola's a fan favorite, The easiest pick. Frivola was probably shocked. We all thought Zima has no power. Then he murders Frivola in front. Oh, God. So gross. So did I, bro. No, did he? What do I think about the matchup? Jacoby Smith versus Christian Savoye tomorrow. My boy Tiger is going to be the first fighter from New Brunswick to compete in the UFC. Which one's the Tiger? I think Jacoby Smith whoops him. So hopefully your buddy isn't Christian Savoye. Please let me know in the comments. But I think Jacoby Smith whoops him. I think I watched the tape on both guys, and Jacoby Smith is definitely the better fighter, and he should win. He should win. So, Felix, if your boy is not Jacoby Smith, I'm sorry, but he's probably losing. It's a good lay right there, boy. Brandon Allen, fall like you don't got any striking facts. Hey, Jai versus MMA Guru. Who wins? That's a good question. Because I know he's a big guy. But does he have the skill? Does he have the athleticism? Does he have the will to win? I'm going to say no. Of course I'm going to take myself to win. Come on now. We are going 5-0 on contenders, no doubt. Oh, your buddy is Savoy. Is it pronounced Savoy? That's kind of how I see it, but bro, I think Jacoby Smith is definitely the A side. And Christian, he just hasn't really fought anybody good. And I've seen him in fights where he does not look good against lesser opponents. So if he wins, I think it would be a massive upset because I think Jacoby Smith should win. Hey, Job, you think BSD aura is gone? It's gone, bro. It is so gone. It's never been more gone than it is now. Like, I don't know how he's going to get it back, to be honest. Not a good look. Let's do a quick look at UFC 301. Or not 301, 307. Pop my Chino in, and we can get cracking. 307. Should I just go rapid fire picks? Rapid fire early picks for UFC 307, and then we can hop out of here. After I get your guys' your input on these early picks. Chino is in. I'm absolutely dialed. Got to take a sip of the Ghost. Shout out to Ghost for sending me the goods. Sip of the Ghost, Chino in. 307, rapid fire picks from the bottom of the card up. Court McGee, Ryan Spann, Tasha Pennington, Alexander Hernandez, Cesar Almeida, Marina Rodriguez, Joaquin Buckley, Kevin Holland, Kayla Harrison, Jose Aldo, Raquel Pennington, and Poatan Pereira. Apex about to lose another 2,000? On what? Bro, for real. Yeah. Honestly, these prelims, every prelim except for Stephen Thompson and Joaquin Buckley is shit. It is bad. It is bad, bro. Like, for real. We're getting the prelims of a pay-per-view card is 2 40-year-olds, a 40-year-old, and a guy who's lost like 3 fights in a row. 2 old women's MMA fighters who might retire. One is definitely retiring, and Carla Esparza. Tisha Pennington might retire eventually. Alexander Hernandez, 1-4 in his last 5. Austin Hubbard shouldn't even be in the UFC. Ihor Potieria is literally a punching bag out there. Cesar Almeida just lost a fight because he couldn't stuff a single takedown. Marina Rodriguez is like 37. That's not a terrible fight. Rodriguez Lucindo's okay for women's MMA. But the prelims are rough, boys. The prelims are rough. But the main card is solid. For betting, this card is really good. Drop your picks, my guy. Drop your picks. Moicano title run started. Yes. That's my take. So I'll give you my take on what Moicano should do. I think Moicano should fight Dan Hooker. He should push for the fight with Dan Hooker. Because the Paddy Pimblett fight will be there. The Paddy Pimblett fight will always be there. Win or lose his next fight, Paddy Pimblett will be down to fight Money Moicano. Because Paddy is lower in the rankings. And if Moicano wants to stay active, you know, he said he's 35. He wants to stay active. He wants to make money. Then you got to go for the fight against Hooker. You got to go for the fight against Hooker because he's in the top 5 right now. You crack into the top 5, you set yourself up for a potential title shot or at least a title eliminator. Fight Dan Hooker. You know you can take him down. You know you can beat him up like you did against BSD. Do that. Because if you take the Paddy fight, sure, it's a great fight. But if you lose that fight, where do you go from there? I think you got to continue moving up the rankings. He beat Jalen Turner, cracked into the top 12, and then he fought backwards. He fought BSD. You pick up that win, you got to go forward. Got to go forward. Hooker's in a great spot in the rankings right now where you can steal a win over Hooker, and boom, you're in the top 5. Dude, that is for real. These are literally Apex fights. I look at UFC 307. Tim Means, Court McGee, Apex. St. Preux, Spam, Apex. Hernandez, Hubbard, Apex. Potieria, Cesar Almeida, Apex. Rodriguez, Lucindo. That's like a feature bout of the Apex, bro. Oh, God, it's rough. Carlos Esparza, Tisha Pennington, they wouldn't put that in the Apex, but it should be like the early prelim opener. I hope we all do. I hope we all win a $1 million parlay one day, bro. Drinks in the back, bro. Ghost. Shout out Ghost. Hydration and energy. Round 2 striking looks suspect. It's because he didn't give a fuck, bro. He didn't give a fuck. He had the guy beat. He literally said it in at the booth after. He said, "You want me to be honest? I was just out there enjoying the fight in round 2. I was just out there enjoying it." Because he didn't do much. He was literally just popping a jab. He knew he had him beat. Hey, if you buy that villa on the beach, you better invite me, brother. I literally post $1 million parlay every fight card. Maybe I gotta start doing that. I did see somebody wants me to bring back the 100K as one parlay away. Might have to. UFC 307. We gotta start throwing some parlays down to like win 100K or some shit. I was going to put 900 on Moicano, but I was using Bovada. They glitched my account, so I couldn't play it. You know what, boys? We're bringing back the 100K is only one parlay away. We're doing it, boys. And we're going to hit one. We're going to hit one. If you remember, I haven't posted one in a while, but if you remember, I almost hit one. I nearly hit one. I think I went 3 for 5. But one of the legs, I'm trying to remember what card that was. I think it was the Canada card. Was it the Canada card? No. Yeah, it was. It was the Canada card. I got to look back. But one of the legs was Dan Ige round 2 KO, and he knocked down Nate Landwehr in round 2, but he didn't finish him. And the other leg, I just remember hitting the first 2 legs, and the third leg was Dan Ige round 2 KO, and he knocked him down in round 2. But he didn't finish him. There was like 10 seconds left. Knocked him down. He didn't finish him. But if there was more time in the clock, I think he would have finished him. And then I was like, fuck. And then I hit the next leg after that. No, it was I had Oliveira. So I went 3 for 5. I gotta pull up that card. I went 3 for 5. And the Charles Oliveira. Look at what 2 legs did I hit? Or 3 legs did I hit? I had Nunes by decision in there. Because it was the Canada card. Yeah, I had... Okay, it was the second leg. Ige was the second leg. I had Barrios by decision. I had Dan Ige round 2 KO. He knocked him down in the second round, and the clock ran out. Otherwise, he would have finished him. I had Mike Malott round 2 sub. I had Charles Oliveira round 2 KO. He gets it done with 50 seconds left in round 1. And then I had Amanda Nunes by points. So I went 3 for 5. And that was like a plus 200, plus 300 on, I think it was plus 300 on Barrios, like plus 400, plus 500 on Nunes decision, and plus 1,000 on Malott. And then the other 2 legs were like so close. Like good reads. Like the reads were off the chart on that one. But we got to get back to it, boys. We got to hit a parlay over 100K. Maybe that's what I should start doing. Burrito decision screwed me too. I've not won a 100K parlay. No, I did win a full card parlay, but that was when I was betting like low money. Like the payout was not big. But I got like every fighter to win correct on the card, which was sick. I thought I was a genius. Burrito did win that fight. All right, boys. I think we're gonna hop out of here. Let's watch some NFL. Hopefully my plays are doing well right now. But I appreciate y'all for joining. We'll be back here Sunday service next Sunday, UFC 307 recap. Stay tuned to the channel. Contender Series breakdown coming out tomorrow. We got official picks for UFC 307 on Wednesday. Best bet show on Friday. We're gonna lock in. We got a big card. But y'all are the best. We out, boys. Have a good week.